Tonight at 6, Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg visited Kent State today. Details on what he had to say for Kent State students.
Controversy is coming to campus. What speaker will be stepping onto campus next month and what some students are doing to stop the event from occurring.
TikTok is back in the news today, but now with a plan for a cabinet member to buy the popular platform. Details on who is trying to save the app.
GOP frontrunner Donald Trump continues with court hearings while proceeding with his campaign. What one Florida judge is now considering on the former president and more, as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Hello everyone, thank you for choosing to spend your evening with TV2 News. I'm Dom O'Brien.
And I'm Anthony Zacharias.
We start today with Parkland, Florida school shooting survivor David Hogg spoke on campus today, sharing his experiences from that day.
With more is TV2 correspondent Tyler Schlosser, who attended the event and spoke with Hogg.
Hello everyone, I'm standing outside Kent State's Kiva Auditorium where David Hogg is making his guest appearance on campus talking about activism. David Hogg was invited to campus by the May 4th Task Force. He is a career activist. His life took a drastic turn when he became a survivor of the Parkland school shooting. In its aftermath, he decided to use his experience as inspiration to speak out against gun violence and become a figurehead in the campaign for gun control.
It's the real world use of your education. Right? What's the point of learning things if we aren't actually using them in the real world? And I think that's what student advocacy teaches, is how to actually use the things that we learn in the classroom and apply them in real life, in the real world, and create the change that we all want to seek.
Today, he is in Kent to relay his experiences to young activists on campus regarding voting rights, gun control, and the May 4th tragedy.
Kent State Turning Point USA announced on their Instagram page their speaker for the semester will be Kyle Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse is most notable for shooting 3 men during the civil unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin back in August of 2020 when he was 17 years old. While the event takes place on April 16th at 6 p.m. inside the Kiva Auditorium, many students spoke out against the idea of this speaker choice.
Students on campus are responding to the announcement of Kyle Rittenhouse coming to campus. A petition was started by students and has already been filled out by over 100 people condemning Rittenhouse from speaking. Additionally, some students began organizing a protest against Rittenhouse after the announcement. Plans for the protest tentatively are set for April 15th at 6 p.m. on the K.
Hello everyone, I'm Josh Aponte, and let's take a look at what weather is going on here in Kent. And earlier today, we did see those higher temperatures, but now the rain has arrived and we are going to start seeing a little bit of precipitation as well as some possible thunderstorms, so look out for that. But we are sitting at 65 degrees, which is pretty nice, pretty warm, but tonight, we're going to see later that temperature is going to start dipping down. And we do have a little bit of wind as well, a little bit of windy, so you might want to wear a jacket outside if you're walking to and from class. But let's take a look at some temperatures around here in Northeast Ohio. And right now, it's not looking too bad, pretty warm. It's right in that middle area where you're like, do I need to wear a jacket? Do I not? I would say yes, especially with the rain coming in, and you might need those umbrellas as well. But right now we got 63 Cleveland, 62 Nashville, 61 over in Sandusky, and then as we move to a little bit more south, the high right now is 68 in Canton, and right now we're just in those mid to upper 60s. But let's zoom out and take a look at some temperatures around here in the whole state of Ohio. And right in the middle of Ohio, in Columbus, C-Bus, they have 70 degrees. I wish it was like that right now here in Kent, and 74 in Athens. I mean, basically, it's summer right down there. But that is all the time I have for now, but stay tuned for the 7-day forecast coming up. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you so much, Josh. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed an executive order to assure Ohioans the state is well prepared for the total solar eclipse on April 8th. The executive order directs all state departments and agencies ensure health and safety of all Ohioans and visitors on the day. Travelers are urged to arrive early and to stay late to avoid the heaviest of traffic. Additional resources are available at eclipse.ohio.gov.
Streetsboro police responded to a fatal car crash involving two vehicles this morning on State Route 43. A 63-year-old male from Kent died while the other driver being transported to Summa Health Akron with significant injuries. Authorities state the driver at fault was illegally passing slower-moving cars over a double yellow line near the top of the hill.
Governor Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor Jon Husted held a roundtable discussion Wednesday with several Ohio education leaders to discuss the impact of setting restrictions on cell phone use at school. Educators from around the state said that banning phones in schools led to greater student engagement, fewer skipped classes, and less bullying. DeWine and Husted said there is nothing currently in legislature to constitute a statewide ban.
Whether you are a math wizard or just a pie and pizza enthusiast, Happy Pi Day. March 14th marks the holiday for the mathematical symbol 3.14. Across town, get ready to calculate the food deals being offered for pie-shaped delights. Establishments such as 7-Eleven, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut have offers available today with no calculators needed to take advantage of these deals. The future of one social media app remains uncertain as efforts to ban the popular platform continues among lawmakers. What changes may come in the near future?
SpaceX launched another flight test earlier this morning as a part of the NASA Artemis lunar program. Find out more details on this and other headlines in technology.
Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now.
No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite.
Unearth hidden passion.
Come on, we'll have a good time.
Seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic.
Change the writing on the wall, writing on the wall.
And make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back. Technology advances across industries around us, and recent developments in social media and aviation fields are pushing people and infrastructure to new heights.
Let's send it over to TV2's correspondent Noah Rowe, who has more for us. Hey, Noah.
Hi guys, thanks. That's right. You're absolutely correct. Mountains are being moved in the tech world, and I want to get right into it. Let's start with the latest TikTok news. The turbulent trajectory of TikTok in the U.S. took another turn today with an unexpected announcement by former cabinet member under the Trump administration who says he's putting together a plan to buy the popular platform. A U.S. lawmakers advanced a bill that could make such a deal possible. Laura Aguirre has the latest.
I'm going to put together a group to buy TikTok.
You're trying to buy TikTok?
I am.
It's the latest twist in the TikTok tug of war on who should or will control the wildly popular social media app in the U.S. Former Treasury Secretary under Donald Trump, Steven Mnuchin, on CNBC Thursday, unveiling his plan to make a bid, which could happen if a bill banning the Chinese-owned platform or forcing its sale in the U.S. makes it to President Joe Biden's desk. It passed the House with strong bipartisan support Wednesday.
This is a huge lever to affect elections, to carry out a communist government's nefarious plans.
ByteDance ownership of TikTok is a threat to the security of the United States.
The editor-in-chief of ByteDance is the secretary of the CCP cell embedded at the very highest levels of ByteDance to control all of its products, including TikTok.
National security concerns are the most common thread joining both sides of the aisle. Still, there were a few dozen holdouts in the House.
There are First Amendment implications at stake.
We want to ensure that TikTok is in the ownership of either an American company or a company in an allied country.
Mnuchin hasn't yet revealed how he'd finance the deal or how much he'd offer. But even to get there, the bill to force a sale needs to pass here.
We're going to allow the process to unfold as it should in the Senate.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
That was Lauren Aguirre, and the healthcare industry is hobbled after a recent cyber attack against a major healthcare firm. But that isn't the only concern for federal investigators right now. The insurance billing firm is involved in roughly 1/3 of U.S. patient records, and the HHS will investigate into whether Change Healthcare properly protected their data. Officials at Change Healthcare say that the criminal group Black Cat is responsible for the hack, and the Justice Department has previously said that that organization has been involved in other ransomware attacks worldwide. SpaceX launched the third flight test of its massive Starship rocket earlier this morning. Starship is the most powerful rocket in the world and a key component in the NASA Artemis lunar program. The Federal Aviation Administration issued the launch license and a splashdown site environmental assessment yesterday. The first two flight tests ended in explosions. In previous Starship test flights were set to splash down near Hawaii, but this third attempt will be targeting the Indian Ocean. The National Transportation Safety Board said it has not been able to determine who worked on the door plug that blew out on an Alaska Airlines flight in January. The agency said that it has repeatedly requested a list of relevant employee names. NTSB officials also said they're not looking to speak with employees for punitive purposes. Instead, it's to help them make safety recommendations, so this doesn't happen again. Boeing said that it has searched for records but believes its employees did not document the work. The NTSB said that it will work to protect employees who come forward. That's all the news I have for you today. Let's send it over to Josh for a little bit more weather.
Thank you, Noah, and welcome back, everyone. Let's take a look at the hourly forecast. Like I said earlier, we are having a little bit of rain outside. We are sitting at 66 degrees, so it is pretty warm out there, but there is a chance that we will be seeing some thunderstorms later on tonight, so be on the lookout for that. And then later tonight at 10 p.m., hopefully those storms should blow right past. We shouldn't see any more, but the temperature is going to begin to drop, and we're going to go down to 60 degrees. So not terrible. We're still at warm temperatures, and then at 12 a.m., the rain might come back. So we're going to see that rain come right back, but the temperature will only drop 1 degree this time. So it will be 59 degrees at midnight if you have to make any late night runs anywhere. Now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast, and this is what it's all about. I mean, clouds. We see a lot of them this week. Lots of clouds. It's going to be partly cloudy Saturday and Sunday, and that temperature is going to drop to the mid-40s, the mid to lower 40s. And then Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be cloudy, and that temperature is going to drop way down. The highs are going to be 35 and 39 on Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday, the sun will try peeking out just a little bit, but then the temperature will still be chilly at 38 degrees. So luckily, no precipitation, no more rain, fingers crossed, for the rest of the week, but it will be cloudy and those temperatures are going to start to drop back down, unfortunately. That is all I have for now. I've been Josh Aponte. You've been you. We'll see you next time on TV2. Anthony and Dom, back to you guys.
Thank you again, Josh. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on Thursday criticized Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government. Schumer called for new elections in a speech on the Senate floor. The lifelong supporter of Israel also said his heart breaks for the loss of lives in Gaza. Here's more from Schumer.
Prime Minister Netanyahu has lost his way by allowing his political survival to take the precedence over the best interests of Israel. At this critical juncture, I believe a new election is the only way to allow for a healthy and open decision-making process about the future of Israel.
The humanitarian crisis impacting Palestinian civilians in Gaza has grown increasingly dire as Israel's war against Hamas continues, a situation that has increased pressure on Democratic Party officials, including President Joe Biden, to take a harder line against Israel. Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell responded critically to Schumer's speech.
The call for the removal of a democratically elected leader of Israel. This is unprecedented. The Democratic Party doesn't have an anti-Bibi problem. It has an anti-Israel problem.
A number of pro-Palestinian protesters were taken into custody inside the lobby of the New York Times building. The arrests came about 100 protesters flooded the lobby this morning. That was hours after protesters stopped New York Times trucks from accessing a printing facility overnight. The Times says it gets criticism from both sides, calling the war complex and challenging to cover.
With ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, senior White House officials met with Arab and Muslim leaders in Chicago today. Discussions pertained to the war in Gaza and concerns foreign officials had. Outside of the war, ways of combating Islamophobia in the U.S. was anticipated to be talked about as well. This happens during a time where President Biden calls for a temporary ceasefire for humanitarian aid to Gaza.
Prosecutors in New York say they're willing to delay Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial for up to 30 days, according to a New York court filing. Trump's defense teams have consistently tried to delay the trials until after the election. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office says this proposed delay is to review new materials turned over by federal prosecutors this week. That includes about 31,000 pages of discovery material. The trial is currently scheduled to start on March 25th, but this potential delay would push it to late April.
As Trump faces ongoing litigation, one of his former advisors was denied his bid to avoid going to federal prison next week. A federal appeals court handed Peter Navarro a 4-month sentence he will serve at a low-security prison in Florida. Navarro's argument that he was protected by executive privilege was denied for his contempt of congressional conviction. He must report to prison by March 19th.
The men's side of the MAC basketball tournament got underway today, and Kent State is making headlines. We tell you the reason why and more in sports.
And with Taylor Swift's Eras Tour film releasing tonight, something specific to look out for that you might not have seen in theaters.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become one in a million.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the Thursday Night Sports Report. I'm Matt Caroli, and here is the latest in the wide world of sports as we jump into round one of the Mid-American Conference men's basketball tournament between Toledo and Kent State. The Rockets beat Kent State twice earlier this season. What will happen when it comes to tourney time? We'll pick it up early first. Game's tied at 2. Javon Simmons of the Rockets with the left-handed 3. It circles home 5-2 Toledo. That was 3 of 5 points from Simmons. A few possessions later, Toledo up 7-2. Von Cameron Davis hits the lefty hook. It's now 7-4. Davis will have a big night. With 40 seconds left in the half, Davis lobs it to Julius Rollins for the hand tap. Kent State leads at 28-24 at the break. There's Mike Bekelja with the 3. It's 40-29 Kent State. That's the largest lead of the game for the Golden Flashes. Few possessions later, Hornbeak no, Rollins yes. The lead is now back to 10. Rollins finished with 4 points. A few minutes later, Tyler Cochran of Toledo does it himself with the left-handed lay. He had 14 points. It is 44-34 Kent State, but with 2:30 left, Flashes are looking to put it away, and Von Cameron Davis does just that. And down goes number 1. Kent State wins it 67-59. They are back to 500 on the season, and they will face Bowling Green tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Now we'll take a look at the matchups Kent State will have tomorrow. At 12:30, the women will take on Ball State, and like we mentioned earlier, it's Flashes and Falcons at 5 for the men. KSU and BG only played once this season and won 90-84 in overtime on the road, and for the women, they lost both times they squared off with the Cardinals this basketball season. Let's now go to a highlight, huh? Keep it rolling. Cavs and Renola taking on the Pelicans. Donovan Mitchell looking to have a big night. Early first, Pelicans up 3-0, and Mitchell will get the Cleveland scoring started with that 3. We're all knotted up. Later in the quarter, game tied at 13. Mitchell working, dumps it off to Jarrett Allen with a nice right-handed layup, 15-13 Cavs. A little later on, Zion Williamson trying to go underneath the basket, but it's loose, and Mitchell will have a goalie-type throw to Isaac Okoro, who slams it down. Let's take a look at it one more time. You can see Mitchell kind of looking like the goalie from Arsenal on that one, and there's the two-handed flush, 17-16 Cavs. In the second, Cleveland goes on a run. They're up 10, but Williamson runs the floor and lays it in. It's now 53-45 Cavs. In the third, Pelicans looking at the floor. Good ball movement here. That's capitalized by Williamson with the and one. A little shaken up, but he'll be okay. Zion finished with 33 points. He led all scores. But in the fourth, Cavs are looking to put it on ice thanks to Darius Garland in the corner, and he does just that. Garland put in 27. Cavs win 116-95, and they improved to 42-24 on the season. And fellas, it was a good day for basketball here on the Kent State campus and in Northeast Ohio as a whole.
I mean, if you can't be more excited if you're a Kent State fan or just a Northeast Ohio fan in general, regardless of where you're based at. But Kent State beating Toledo, I don't think I remember a time where an 8 seed has beat a 1. Do you know the last time that's happened?
I don't, to be honest with you, but I was going to say this is a rare feat in college basketball as a whole, because an 8 taking down a 1, the 1 has maybe had their way with that team all year long. And when it comes time to play your best, Toledo didn't do it, and Kent State did this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they dominated like all game 2 today as well.
And I feel like that's a big reason why is because of the fact of head coach Rob Senderoff. He's been at this before. He's won this tournament twice. Kent State has never had a losing season this century, and don't be surprised if you see the Golden Flashes at least in the MAC title game come Saturday.
Well, thank you so much, Matt. We really appreciate
no problem. Thank you, guys.
Line up for a scoop. Ben & Jerry's is bringing back a special promotion to thank their customers. What sweet treat deal will be offered at a discount for 1 day only?
Roll over. Chant high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother and...
I am totally a hat person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
There it is. Keep going with it. Leo!
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
You think you're just checking your messages or telling a friend you're on your way. They could be the last words you ever type. Make sure you get where you're going.
Back in the entertainment news, if you didn't see Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, you haven't seen this. Cardigan and 4 other performances cut from the theatrical and home video versions of the concert are now available on the Apple Store on the app. The Eras Tour film is set to be presented in its entirety tonight at 9 p.m. on Disney+.
Now, if corned beef for St. Patrick's Day or chocolates on Easter is not satisfying your taste buds enough, Ben & Jerry's announced free Cone Day. Now we have to wait until April 16th, but if it's free, it's for me. It is the company's way of giving back to the community and thanking their customers. After scooping out 970,000 free scoops last year, they are striving for 1 million scoops this year.
Now, when talking about ice cream, we have everybody at the desk right now, so we're going to go one by one and say our favorite ice cream flavor. So, Noah, we'll start with you. What do you got?
I think that mint chocolate chip is the obvious answer. I know some people are saying that that's not true, that it tastes like toothpaste. I allegedly don't know what toothpaste tastes like. Mint chocolate chip, final answer.
Peanut butter chocolate, if I have to tell you why, you don't get it.
Huh, that's fair, that's fair.
Going simple, just chocolate chip, give me that.
When talking about Ben & Jerry's specifically, I'll have to go with the Chunky Monkey flavor.
Oh,
it's real good. Real
great
good.
selection there, Mr. O'Brien. Great selection. Unbelievable. Chunky Monkey doesn't get the love it deserves.
I'm going to have to come out of left field with mine. I got to say butter pecan.
Oh.
You mean pecan?
Pecan. Tomato.
Oh, man.
Well, that can be a discussion for another day.
But that is all the time we have for you tonight.
Thank you so much for joining us.
For updates on all these stories and more,
visit our website at kentwired.com.
And don't forget to tune in at 9 o'clock for a new episode of Grab Bag Tonight. I'm Matt Carolli.
I'm Noah Rowe.
I'm Josh Aponte.
I'm Anthony Zacharias.
And I am Dom O'Brien. Have a wonderful night, Portage County.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm so
sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.